Table gives information about the weekly wages of 80 people. We're asked to complete the cumulative frequency table. We know cumulative frequency means running total. For my first cumulative frequency, I want the wages between 200 and less than or equal to 250. Well, 200 and less than 250 is simply my first frequency, which in this case is 5. For my next cumulative frequency, I want the wages between 200 and less than or equal to 300. Hence, 200 and less than 300 will be adding up my first two frequencies. So 5 add 10 will give us 15. For my next cumulative frequency, I want the wages between 200 and less than or equal to 350. Well, 200 and less than 350 means adding up my first three frequencies. I know my first two frequencies add to 15. So 15 add 20 will give us 35. For my next cumulative frequency, I want the wages between 200 and less than or equal to 400. So 200 and less than or equal to 400 means adding up my first four frequencies. I know my first three frequencies add up to 35. So 35 add 20 gives us 55. For my next cumulative frequency, I want the wages between 200 and less than or equal to 450. So 200 and less than or equal to 450. Hence, I'm adding up my first, second, third, fourth, five first frequencies. I know the first four frequencies add up to 55. So 55 add 15, that will give us 70. For my last cumulative frequency, I want the wages greater than 200 and less than or equal to 500. So 200 and less than or equal to 500 means I'm adding up all six frequencies. I know the first five frequencies came to 70. So adding up my last frequency, 70 add 10 will give us 80. As a way to check, I know there was 80 people. So therefore my cumulative frequency should represent the total number of people, in this case 80. Part B, we're asked to draw a cumulative frequency graph for your completed table. When plotting a cumulative frequency graph, we always plot the upper bound of each class interval with our cumulative frequency. Hence, my first point will be along 250 and up 5. So along 250, up 5, and put a little cross. My next point will be along 300 and up 15. So along 300 and up 15, and put a little cross. My next point will be at 350 and 35. So along 350 and up 35, and put a cross. My next point will be along 400 up 55. So along 400 up 55, and put a cross. My next point will be along 450 and up 70. So along 450 and up 70, and put a little cross. And my final point will be along 500 and up 80. So along 500 and up 80, and put a little cross. I know a cumulative frequency graph will be a smooth curve. To find where I start from, I look at my first class interval. I can see the lowest wage here was 200. So therefore I can start from 200. And I just draw a smooth curve. U1 says that 60% of this group of people have a weekly wage of £360 or less. Is U1 correct? You must show how you get your answer. My first step is to work out the number of people with a weekly wage of £360 or less. So finding £360 on my horizontal scale, I can now go up to meet my cumulative frequency curve and read across, which comes out to be 40. Hence, we know that 40 people had a weekly wage of £360 or less. As we know there was 80 people, to turn that into a percentage, we're going to do 40 divided by the total number of people, in this case 80. Well, 40 over 80 will simplify to give us a half. As we want as a percentage, we know percent is out of 100, so I multiply by 100. So a half times 100 will give us 50%. So therefore, 50% of people had a weekly wage of 360 or less. And U1 said that 60% of a group had a weekly wage of 360. Hence, U1 is wrong.